Gary, you're one of the last folks in our church who've ever lived in this parsonage, and I wanted you to tell us some of the memories you have of this place.
We moved from Greensboro out to Oak Ridge in 1971. I was almost 21. My sister was almost 17. It was between her junior and senior year of high school. We moved into this parsonage. This church was on a charge with Moorhead at that time. There was a 2-point charge. So we had 4 adults living in this small parsonage. I had a queen bed that I'd bought while I was in high school, and we moved out here, and I had it in the smallest bedroom. So I could walk around the edge of one side of the bed, and that was it, because the bed on 2 sides was up against the wall. I soon discovered there was a room downstairs that had been meant to be a recreational room right beside the pastor's study. There was no study in the church for Dad at that time, so his study was downstairs underneath the kitchen area. I moved downstairs, moved my bed, had plenty of room, and loved it because there was heat duct, and the air conditioning duct was overhead exposed, so I could turn my sheets down in the evening when it was summertime and get the sheets nice and cold from the air conditioning. One car garage, Dad kept a car in. When Jane and I got engaged, we bought our first set of bedroom furniture, which we still have in our house now. And we stored it in the basement of this parsonage. We bought it in January. We weren't getting married till June. And so we stored our furniture down there too. But I remember my grandmother coming up here, and she stayed, coming from Georgia, and she stayed in the small bedroom that I was in. But there's a lot of memories here. We moved out in 1975 when Dad moved to Randleman at that point in time.
And your dad is still doing well?
My dad is fine. I got a call the other day. Someone who was non-health care related had tested positive for COVID at Friend's home, so they wanted to know if they could do a COVID test on him. They've been doing COVID tests all along, but this is a special one I should hear about tomorrow. But he's still at 94. Still fine. Doesn't remember what he did 30 minutes ago, but he can remember what he did when he was 16 years old.
Praise God. Praise God. When the property that the church is on was donated, a part of that agreement was an easement. And we have a new development that's coming in to our church, and it's going to be on that easement that it comes. And about 45 families are going to be our neighbors behind us that we'll have a chance to minister to. Back in the days when folks made that easement, roads were much narrower than they're required to be today. So with the width of that road and a sidewalk and a berm to keep a good separation between our playground, it ended up that road is just going to butt right next against our old parsonage, which we call the Wesley House now. So we had a called charge conference and made the hard decision that there was no other decision except that we had to take down this house. But we celebrate all the pastors and families that lived here, all the ministries that were done here, the counseling that took place here, the sermons that were written here, and maybe even a few weddings in the front yard of this place. But we thank God for all that happened, and we thank God for an opportunity to reach new families for Christ. We don't know the exact date when the demolition will happen. That's up to the developer, but we know that it will happen soon. We're going to keep some bricks from this place for those who want to celebrate that memory. There are many of you that your family raised money for this parsonage or helped with part of it or donated furniture towards it. So we celebrate all that God has done and thankful for what God is going to do. We'll talk to you soon.